What's your take on nutrient quality versus calories?
It's funny how people are all over the place on this. Like that a calorie is a calorie is a calorie, and it really doesn't matter or the source of a calorie. I disagree with that because calorie is really a measure of heat, right? It's the amount of roughly the amount of heat that it takes to raise 1 cubic centimeter of water 1 degree centigrade. So the caloric measurement is the same, but the source of that, there are different amounts of energy that are taken to turn different types of foods into energy. So there is an expenditure, there's a cost to actually pulling the energy out of that. And there is plenty of evidence that says that the more nutrient dense the food, the sooner we are satiated, because the satiation response isn't necessarily just volume going into our stomach. It's a response by the brain to say we've gotten enough nutrients. I mean, why do people that eat high amounts of processed sugar or high amounts of processed foods have a tendency to binge eat or overeat, even though they're eating more calories? They are hungry more often. Well, a lot of it has to do with the insulin spike and the insulin fall again, but it also has to do with the lack of nutrient density. And the less dense foods are nutrient wise, the more we continue to eat to try to get to the nutrients that we're missing. And what's sad is that we don't update the labels for from soil lineage studies to look at the nutrient density of certain foods. So if you flip over a pack of spinach, let's say, and it says that, and the macros have been updated. So then you look at the amount of fat or protein or carbohydrate or dietary fiber and sugars in there. That data is current. The nutrient density we have borrowed from decades old soil lineage studies. So we've imported that, and we just, because we don't have to update it, we import that and we put it back on a spinach label, and we say, well, a spinach leaf 40 years ago has the same amount of calcium, has the same amount of iron, has the same amount of magnesium as it did. And the soil is so depleted that very often that the nutrient content that's on those labels is entirely false. The macros are not, but the nutrient density is entirely false.